Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. We are very excited to have you all here as we begin writing a very new and very exciting chapter in this franchise's history. I will now turn it over to Paul Baxter.
Gentlemen, as Ben has pointed out, we are entering a new chapter. As some of you may or may not know, for the last 38 years, I've either been involved as a player or as a coach at the professional level, and the last 6 at the junior level. And I've talked to my partners, and we've decided this time that I'm going to move on and take the position of president and maintain my role as general manager. It'll give me an opportunity, I think, to create a culture that we can be proud of within the Wildcats, where gives me an opportunity to meet a lot more people around the city, get them a better knowledge of what the Wildcats are all about, give them an opportunity to just an opportunity to converse with more people. I think when you're in the coaching realm for as long as I've been, frankly, I think I got a little burnt out, and I think it's time to take on a new venture that I can get excited about, and I am excited about taking on the presidency and becoming solely dedicated to the off-ice as well as the on-ice product that we put out there, and I'm excited about that. I have some great people to work with, starting with my partners, and we're very excited about what we've got here moving forward. We think we made some major strides in the last 3 years. We're not where we want to be at. We want to be champions, and I think in this role I have a good opportunity to make sure that is realized. Any questions?
Please hold all questions until the end. We will have a Q&A session.
Very good.
You know, guys, we appreciate you coming out here today, and this is kind of a big day for us. We're excited about it because we believe Paul's a special part of this organization. And when I brought Paul here, we talked about changing the environment, about bringing a championship. And so Paul and I worked together. We brought Alex on board as an unbelievable partner. And again, we got a mission to win a championship, and this is another step in going in that direction, because it creates a lot more out on the streets for us, putting Paul out in the communities and putting Paul out there with the hockey world again and stuff. And so I think, you know, Paul's going to do a great job, and creates energy amongst myself as my 7th, going on my 8th year as an owner. It brings even more energy to me, and we see great things coming in the future. And you know, I think Alex has got some good stuff to share also about being involved. So thank you.
Thank you guys for coming out. I'd just like to say that I'm very proud of our team this year. It wasn't exactly where we wanted to end up, but if we look at the numbers, we actually had the best season we've had in 4 years. And that's due to Paul's hard work and everybody else here in regards to the assistant coaches and the staff that's here in this room. A couple of things I'd like to say. One is I'm also very proud that our youth and our young team in New Jersey has won the championship as one of the youngest teams ever to win. And that just shows that we're committed to providing the best that we can for you guys. And I'm very excited to have Paul in that second tier here, where we can bring those kids in here and have another coach in here and develop them and make them men. That's about it. Go ahead.
The Wildcats will begin a search for a new head coach. We hope to have an announcement regarding that at the end of next week. For now, we will take any questions for Paul Baxter, Roy DeVault, or Alex Schneiderman.
Dan, you're mentioning for a new head coach, so does that mean you've already started interviews and next week's the pinpoint target date, or where are we at on the head coaching search?
We've talked to a couple of candidates already. We've preliminarily put together a list of appropriate candidates as we see it, and we'll start the interview. We've actually started a little bit of the interview process over the phone, but we're going to meet with some people in person, probably the final 3, as Ben talked about, early next week, and we should have a decision by the end of next week.
Paul, how long have you been sort of kicking this idea around?
Well, you want to give the best that you can give, whatever you're doing, and I think when you've coached as long as I have, you got to come to the realization that maybe it's time for somebody with a little fresher ideas or fresher mind or a little bit more energy, if you will. I feel like my energies right now are best suited towards, as I talked about, taking a leadership role within the hockey club, not only in the office, but also helping the new head coach, helping develop and recruit and create a winning atmosphere for him, acting as a mentor to him and to the rest of the coaching staff. I feel like that's more of my role right now. I don't know how to explain it, because I suspect that a great many of you haven't been involved in coaching, but it drains the hell out of you. It's all-encompassing. When you're at home, that's what you think about. When you're away from home, that's what you think about. It's all-encompassing, and you don't plan on it being that way. It just is. If you're passionate about it and you want to do the best job you can, it's always on your mind. And I need to take a step away from that, I think, and look at the bigger picture of how we're going to create that championship culture and continue to develop that championship culture and create what we want in Wichita Falls for the Wildcats, and that's to be a sustainable champion. And I believe I can be a leader in that role as president and general manager. I believe that the new coach that we hire and the coaching staff that we have on will be what we need to create that.
So the assistant coaches are staying on staff?
At this point, we are retaining Chris Saransky. We gave Nick Harper the opportunity to take another position within the organization. Nick has chosen to pursue other options. We'll miss him. He was an extremely good assistant coach and a very good person, and we wish him all the well in the future, and we're certain that he's got a solid future moving forward.
So you'll only have one assistant next year then?
At this point, that's the plan.
As far as ownership's concerned, moving Coach Baxter out of the coaching position and into the front office, I mean, it could have been a move where you guys just eliminated him from the Wildcats altogether, but you chose to keep his hockey experience in the organization and bring in another person as a head coach. How did you come about that decision in keeping this program moving forward?
Well, I'll speak and then Alex can speak. I think, Paul and I, from the first time we met, we've kind of built a relationship amongst each other. Paul and I don't have a problem agreeing not to agree sometimes. We can argue and we can respect each other, but when you go out there, you learn so much from Paul, and I told Paul, you teach me the hockey side and I'll teach you the business side, and I think it was a no-brainer. And with our partner Alex, I mean, the trio of us, we believe that we can accomplish something that we haven't done here, and we're still on a mission. We celebrated our 10 years of hockey for the Wildcats, and we believe that working together, we can really make this happen for Wichita Falls. And I love to see the fans happy, and that's what it's about. And I believe Paul brings so much more to the table, and I'm looking forward to working close with Paul a lot more on that type of stuff. And so,
I think that Paul brings a huge benefit to the organization on the hockey side. There's no doubt in my mind that the three of us and the head coach, I promised you guys 2 years ago when I came in that we want to have a Wichita Falls winning team, and this is the direction that we need to go to make that happen. And I think the knowledge that Paul brings, the knowledge that Roy brings, and what I bring to the table, I think the three of us make a very good team, and we're going to deliver to the fans, and to all of our competitors. I guess they should watch out, but it's going to be fun.
other questions?
Paul, just tell me a little, how proud are you of what you accomplished in your 3 years as the head coach?
Well, I think culturally off the ice is where the biggest improvement was made. You know, we've got a couple of billet families that are present today, and I couldn't be more proud of the present billet group that we have, or hosting family group that we have right now. And I think that had to be, there had to be some major changes made there, and I think there were. And I've talked about it before, we aren't in business without the host families. They're an integral part of what we're trying to create. That we look at them as being the surrogate parents of these kids. They're away from home for the first time, a lot of them, and they provide the leadership off the ice that we need. And I feel really good about that. I feel good about the fact that we've had a number of players that have realized their dreams as far as moving on to the Division I college level. We feel pretty excited about the fact that we've had 3 players drafted in the NHL since I've been here. So we know that we're moving in the right direction, and it was you know, pretty unified in our decision that this is the best step moving forward, and I'm excited about it.
I just wanted to add one quick thing. You know, I want to also thank MPEC of supporting us and being behind us. You know, going after and providing us what we needed in regards to a scoreboard. I think that was a huge plus for us. And I want to thank the community for doing it as well and allowing it to happen. I know I see Bob here, and I thank you, Bob, because I know it was a challenge for you to get it done, but I do want to thank you.
I was just gonna, for Paul, you'll be able to be within the organization to help the continued growth in the F. You still it's still a little bittersweet that you didn't quite get the team to the level that you kind of wanted, you know, championships and division titles, and you can still do that as in this position.
I get an opportunity to continue to pursue that quest in a different role, in a role that I've never been in before, but a role that I'm certainly suited for, in my opinion. I think from an experience standpoint, you're not going to find too many guys who've been in hockey, like I said, as a professional, as long as I've been. And I've learned from a lot of people. I listen to a lot of people, and I've applied a lot of the things that I've learned, and I expect the same thing to happen in this role.
And I'd like to comment on that. You know, Paul and I, when our first year together, we were in Topeka when the Robinson Cup was in Topeka, and we watched Fairbanks and Rob Prof, that was a head coach, to GM, and Prof's excitement when the team won the championship. He didn't care whether it was him or somebody else. And I think that's where it comes with Paul is we all got a mission, and that's the exciting thing about that. So I think the accomplishments and looking at the names and stuff like that, it's going to be really good things. And overall, we talked about winning a championship, but we didn't say whether it was on the bench or off the bench. And I think that's a great, exciting thing about it. So.
Any other questions? All right, we thank you all for coming.
Ben, hold on. I'd like to also, with Alex's deal, you know, hopefully, guys, in a couple of weeks we'll be able to give you another press release with our coach and talked about our lease with the city, which is going really, really good and stuff. There's always that question every year if we're going to be here or not. You know, if anything is committed, these guys keep me motivated. I get down sometimes, but these guys keep me pumped up, and I don't think Alex has any intentions of going anywhere. I mean, we've talked about bringing a Tier 3 team here, and I think hockey's going to be in Wichita Falls for a while, so we're excited about that.
Any information on any tenders that have been let out?
That is information that we will release following the North American Hockey League draft at the beginning of June.
We are happy with the tendering process up to this point. Obviously, things change a little bit as far as relationships with the players, but the coach that we're bringing on board, amongst the 3 or 4 candidates, he'll be a guy that's well respected and a guy that will certainly retain the tenders that we signed up at this point, and most certainly will be a top-end recruiter that'll have a number of guys that he plans on filling up the remaining tenders. Donnie?
Thank you very much for coming, and we look forward to seeing you at the end of next week.